guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be drawing an idea I had originally done in my sketchbook. It's a little fizzy drink shop that's made from a can. I don't usually sketch out my ideas in my sketchbook, but I had this one suddenly because I was watching a video about how you can reuse your plastic or packaging for animal houses, or like general repurposing, and it made me think of all of the little animals with their own little lives making a little living in their DIY house. It's so cute. But I'm not sure why I chose a bird character to be the guy that's running the shop, but I did. I guess the can is shaped like a bird feeder a little bit, but also not really. There's no correlation for it, to be honest. I'd sketched out a few other ideas which I might develop in the future, such as a cafe in a milk carton, a bakery in bread packaging, and a sweet shop in a sweet wrapper. I've done a few more as well, but those are like the ones I like the most. I've gotten back into doing pixel art recently, and it's been such a fun experience. I had a huge art slump for so long, because I went to art university and it was the only art that I felt like I could do was for schoolwork, so I didn't really have much time to do my own personal projects, and I feel like I just graduated, so now I have so much time on my hands, which is a little daunting, but it's also nice because I can just do whatever I want pretty much. But coming back to pixel art has made me want to draw again, which is awesome. I've always loved playing games with pixel art, and a game that I've been playing recently, which has also aided in me wanting to draw, is a game called Eastwood, where you play as a guy called John and a girl called Sam, and they're like a father-daughter duo, not related though. He found her in a blob. I'm not entirely sure of their backstory, to be honest, but John is very like Joel from The Last of Us. He's so Joel coded. I love him. He's a silent protagonist, which I was a bit it's a bit hit and miss with silent protagonists, but they do a really good job with it because Sam talks quite a bit, and I don't know, I really like John as a character. If you like RPG games with plot and it has puzzles and beautiful pixel art, I really recommend this game. It also has a DLC which I recently bought for £4. It wasn't expensive at all, which is for a alternate universe farming game, which includes all the characters you meet, but in another universe where everyone's living their countryside fantasy. Both the DLC and the main game have a really big focus on cooking and food, which is so fun. And the cooking, they have a cooking song, in Breath of the Wild, if you've played that game. Whenever you cook something, it has a little cooking jingle before you finish it, and Eastwood has that as well, which is probably inspired from that, and it's so cute. Also the pixel art for all the food is so I love it so much. It's such a big inspiration. It's what has made me want to develop my pixel art skills again. My process is a little all over the place. When it comes to pixel art, I probably wouldn't use how I draw as a tutorial, to be completely honest with you, because I'm not neat or exact with where I put things, where I put the pixels, because I just kind of go for it, and I'm not a very patient person, so I'm not very patient, and I don't care about being particularly accurate, so I just clean it up wherever I see fit afterwards, which seems to work for me, to be honest. So I always start with, I do have a process. I always start with a silhouette of a shape I'm drawing. So for this, I started with the can shape along with the popped lid and the kiosk on the side. And then I make a new layer and set it to clipping mask to colour on top of it, which makes sure it stays like in the silhouette shape I made at the start. The brushes I use are from a free brush set from Timelapse. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, which is called the Pixel Art Experience. It's just like a demo set, like a taster set, but you can buy the full one, which has over 100 pixel art brushes inside. It looks so good, but I haven't bought it just because I feel like I can get by with the 2 brushes I use from this set now, which like attests to how awesome these brushes must be if I can like just do anything with 2 of them. But if people want a full tutorial / explanation on how I do pixel art, let me know, because although I suppose you can also just learn from watching my process in this video, I do have like some things I like to do and, you know, just explaining my process a bit more. So yeah, let me know if anyone would like to watch that. The kiosk on the side was originally going to be like a vending machine, but I don't actually know why I changed that. I think I just did the shape a bit weird, so and then I couldn't be bothered to change it. So I was like, okay, this is turning into a kiosk now, I guess. But I was like, maybe they could order it from there and then pick it up from the guy, or maybe even like if they had delivery options, they could do a little cheeky online order, collect it from there if they didn't feel like having interaction with a bird today. You never know. But I feel like there's not too much storytelling in this piece. I always like to have a little bit of that in my drawings. I don't think there's too much in this one. It's kind of just a bird selling some soda. I don't really know. Again, I don't know why I made him a bird. I can't really think of any other animal off the top of my head that worked with Fizzy Pop, but like I just drew him as a bird in my sketchbook, so I was like, I guess we're sticking with that. He's an easy shape. He's a really easy shape, which is probably why I drew him. Like, he's just a triangle. He's just the blob in a triangle. I also remembered, like, midway through drawing this, that the dithering brush from this pack exists, and I felt so relieved because I was like, why is this shading just not looking right? And then I was like, oh, because I haven't used the dithering brush at all to make it look nice and blended. So thankfully I do end up using that at some point. I named the shop that he works in Pop because I'm so creative like that, and what else was I gonna call it? This was actually my first time doing like bubble writing in pixels. It was an experience to say the least. I think the angle is slightly off, but that is the joy of making cartoon artwork. You can just say it's meant to be like that, and now it is meant to be like that. I think another reason why I enjoy doing pixel art so much is just because of like how nostalgic it is to me. Like all the old games I used to play, like Pokemon on my sister's Game Boy that she had, or even just like the older Pokemon games also on the DS. They remind me so much of that style, and I just love it so much. It really just takes me back, and I think it gives me such like a nice nostalgic feeling inside no matter what I draw. If it's pixel art, then I'm gonna feel that way, and yeah, it's like one of the main reasons why I love doing it so much. Also, I didn't realize until like now, the way I drew the pop coming out of the top of the can, it just looks like pee. Why does it look like, why did I do it yellow? Why did I choose to do it yellow? Okay, well, I promise I changed the colours drastically towards the end thanks to colour balance, so I promise it doesn't stay looking like this. I'm glad actually I changed it earlier than I thought I did, so that's good. This is where I change the colours using colour balance. I always find that I'm never happy with the, like you can see the difference here with the colours that I used in the beginning. To me in my head it's always just like a starting point, and then I know towards the end I will change the colours into something I prefer. In my artwork I really like yellow toned, green toned art. I definitely have a bit of a colour palette when it comes to stuff like that, but also here you can see I used the dithering pen to blend in the shadows a bit more, and now I'm on a layer underneath the drawing. I'm using the same brush not the dithering brush, just like the regular brush, to do an outline, and I find it easier to do it underneath because it doesn't like mess up, it just follows like the shape that I've already made, and it's easier to clean up afterwards as well. And yeah, there is a bit of a technique to it. I kind of do a rough outline first and then I go in and clean it up a little bit, kind of just like adding in squares wherever I feel like it's a bit sparse, or where like I think it can connect a bit more and make the lines a bit thicker, because it can become a bit flat if all of the outline is one sort of thickness or one sort of shape. So especially on bits that are curved, I like to emphasize the curvature of it with the outline, and I think a lot of this technique actually came from me playing Minecraft and doing Minecraft pixel art when I was younger, so thank you to me for learning that, I guess. But yeah, you can see in a lot of the places here, the arrow actually really confused me, especially with the outline. I didn't really know how to outline it properly, but I think I ended up doing it okay. Here I'm just like deepening the shadows, adding a bit more tone to the drawing, because I felt like it looked a little bit flat, and whenever that happens to me I just know that I need to add more shadows to it. I also felt like the bird didn't stand out as much as I wanted him to, so I added a bit of a like dark outline to parts of him just to emphasize his character a little bit more. I also do some like extra colour adjustments towards the end after I've done the outline as well, because sometimes I feel like the outline can look a bit harsh with the colours. Also, the before and after is kind of crazy. I changed the colours so much. Export this guy, I export it as a PNG just regularly, and then I make a new canvas which is 150 pixels by 150, so the same as it was before. But then you go into canvas, crop and resize, settings, and then you press like a little link thing and change it to 3500. This is just the size I like, and then you can add in your PNG picture, and you can see he's really small, but you can make him bigger. So you make sure nearest neighbor is your interpolation, and then you press fit to canvas. He's really blurry, but once you press off him, he'll be nice and crispy and finished. So this is my guy, the owner of a fizzy pop can, just doing his business, having a good time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more, and like the video. Also, leave a comment if any of you would want a tutorial in the future. Thank you, bye!